Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Shows, Style, and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video, I will be giving my commentary on Carlos King's interview with Cynthia Bailey and Crystal Minkoff, former cast member of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, particularly when Crystal reads Carlos in the most polite and professional way. And it is going to be great because she talks about his take on reality TV shows being a little incorrect, a little skewed. Now, before we get into it all, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to the channel. Everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion, and the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this soundbite is allowed. So, again, Carlos King interviewed both Cynthia Bailey and Crystal Minkoff. They are friends, not only because they have both worked on the Bravo network, but Cynthia and Crystal, they have a podcast together called Humble Brag. And so, of course, they talked about not only the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Kenya versus Brit, but they also had a conversation about reality TV and friendships in general. And Carlos King is going to say something that makes Crystal say, "That's what I don't get about you." And it is going to be fabulous. I respect Crystal Minkoff. She is married to a film director and she owns a very successful coconut water company. So she is a smart gal. She graduated college. So I felt like she was a great addition to the show. A lot of people just categorized her as boring. And I think if you're not a super confrontational person, that some viewers will automatically say that that person is boring. But I think that they are an important ingredient to a reality TV show. Everyone is not going to be a Nene Leakes or a Kenya Moore, the willing to be the villain. You have to have that person who's also very mild and chill, and they don't want to argue. That's not their thing. Because there are viewers out there like me who don't want to fight, don't want to be confrontational. And I would love to see someone on a show whom I could possibly relate to on that level. But anyway, let's get into what Crystal Minkoff says to Carlos King, and I will come back with my commentary.
Not who I thought she was, and that's something that has been important to me because, as you know, as a producer on this particular show, there is a narrow storyline and perspective out of a person that I have no control over, and that's okay. I signed it away. I'm married to a director who's like, "This is not your show. This is someone else's show," and you either say yes or no. And so now I get this platform to hopefully change minds or not, But so I said yes. But I do think that sometimes your takes are wrong.
And that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And one thing about me,
Mhm.
my podcast is strictly through the lens of a producer who's been doing this since 2008.
Well, that's what makes no sense to me about you.
Oh, let's have a real conversation.
Yes,
Go ahead.
because
Mhm.
other people who watch and judge and report on the show, I understand because they have a very limited perspective on putting a show together. But someone who's done Housewives, I would think that you would be able to read between the lines more.
And I think I do. So, in my defense,
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're getting there. Go ahead.
We're
Oh,
good,
yeah,
right?
no, this is good. This
Yeah.
is good. This
Yeah.
is good. And Cynthia,
You guys
how many
gonna
times?
literally leave and be
No,
best friends?
we're already best friends.
I've been down this road with
I
Jack
love
Lewis
this shit.
before. I know.
I love this
Okay,
shit.
go ahead, Carlos.
So the reason why people really, my podcast is a expert opinion based on my profession in this business.
Yeah.
So I see things that the average audience doesn't see.
Mhm.
So a lot of my opinions are deemed wrong, or my takes are deemed wrong, because I know how the sausage is made and I know the psychology of the women who sign on to do the show. So example, and we can get into this show right now, and we'll
Yeah.
get into Atlanta Housewives next.
Yeah.
I called out day one the alliance between Garcelle and Sutton. And I was read for filth for 3 years straight. I said, I'm not saying they don't like each other. I'm saying their friendship is based on being on the show. And I don't believe for 1 second they have a genuine friendship.
Mm.
Garcelle and Sutton both retweeted, reposted that I was wrong, and that's fine. Based on this reunion that just aired and the fact that they're not friends to the degree in which we were sold, I was right. So I'm not, listen, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. No one is, right? But I know that my expert opinion is largely viewed from the masses as the wrong take. And listen, I never worked on your show.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why for me, I always say I see things this way. But listen.
But here's the thing. That take isn't necessarily wrong, but also I think you have to also put it in the perspective of the show doesn't allow to have natural friendships. That alliances is part of the experience. But what happened at the very end, from what I see, because I was in it, like I know who I talk to when we're not filming, and that's a long period of time. It's 8 months, right? That you don't have to film with someone. You're not getting paid to be with these people. And Sutton and Garcelle saw each other a lot. Okay. And yes, but I do think that and we've talked about this on our pod, is that there's just inherently like an alliance that happens just because you enter the show. It's like you need to find someone that you trust. But I think what happened at the end is because of real friendships felt broken.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. Crystal, girl, kudos to you, baby. I love a calm and intelligent read. You know, I grew up with people who felt like it was all about raising their voices, trying to be as loud as they can. Ebony Nicole, you know, because those people who have to do that, they have to yell and try and intimidate you, try to make you self-betray and give up on what you know is right, and if somebody's doing you wrong. I love someone who doesn't have to do all that to get their point across. Carlos King did not see that coming, baby, because when she said, you know, I get the bloggers and the viewers of the show, when they have their opinions that are a little off, it's because they only get the footage that's seen in the episodes, the edited footage. So they have a limited perspective. Super smart of you, Crystal. But then she says, but you, Carlos, because you know more, I think some of your takes are wrong. And Carlos says, you know, well, when I give my commentary, my takes are based upon my experience as a producer, and I'm looking through a producer's lens. And then Crystal says, that's what I don't get about you. Carlos goes, oop, let's have a conversation. He did not see that coming. He got read a few times in just a few minutes. So when she says, that's what I don't get about you, and he says, oh, she says, if you produced Housewives, you should be able to read between the lines. Boom, Crystal. Crystal, you're going to learn. Now, obviously, Crystal, she's not familiar with the shows that he has produced in recent years. Since 2018, when they started filming season 1 of Love and Marriage Huntsville, through Bell Collective, all of that. I don't know if Crystal Minkoff is following OMFG reality TV or the Neighborhood Talk, but if she was, she would know a few months ago that now his former on-air talent, Aikisha Cologne, she quit on him during his live broadcast. So Crystal, baby, I think that it is amazing that, and I'm assuming that you are unaware of how it goes on the shows on OWN, for you to have all this insight. You are such an insightful woman. The way that you have just read Carlos down, and again, it was a professional, articulate, and polite read, okay? And Cynthia Bailey, and I'm sorry, like, I do adore Cynthia. She's beautiful. She's a highly successful Black woman. But for her to say at one point, okay, by the end, you two are going to be best friends. And Carlos is like, we're best friends right now. Shut up, Cynthia. Everybody is not going to be best friends. They're having a healthy debate right now. Nobody is yelling. Nobody is cursing. They are having conversation. Crystal obviously had to speak her piece, and she did. And I'm so glad that she did. And perhaps now Crystal and Carlos, they may be cool. I have a feeling he ain't gonna invite her on there no more. But and Crystal, join the club, baby. You are not the first and won't be the last to read him on his podcast. But kudos to you. But the fact that, and I'm assuming that she is unaware of everything that has happened on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Love and Marriage DC, and Bell Collective, for her to have that insight, that is amazing. So I find Crystal to be an intuitive woman. So I just love that moment. Now, I think, Crystal, the reason why there is that disconnect for him to have produced The Real Housewives of Atlanta for several seasons, he is still currently producing a variety of reality TV shows. It's probably because he is attracted to negativity, just in my opinion, Carlos. I think that he gravitates towards extreme drama, drama that can go very dark and very toxic. I think that that's always his goal. And so, Crystal, you do not give off an energy that would embrace and walk into the darkness. You walk into the light. So that's why he wouldn't be feeling you. But you were spot on, and it's okay. And again, I love an intelligent, polite, articulate read. You don't have to, get all loud and threaten to put your hands on somebody or try and intimidate them. If you're secure and confident, and you feel like you can have a great conversation and get things off your chest, it doesn't have to, get all loud and huffy and puffy. So that was great, Crystal. Thank you so much. I appreciated that. So I watched this interview, while working, and then I checked out True T's update on the case. Be sure to check out that video. And I definitely wanted to share this with all of you. So what did you think about the things that Crystal Minkoff said to Carlos King about his takes being wrong and about him not being able to read between the lines? What do you think about that? What do you think about his response? I feel like, in my opinion, he's going to be mad at her. He's not going to really F with her again. I don't think that she would care. But, and that's just what I'm guessing, because when I watched this interview earlier today, I said, oh, he's going to be mad at this lady, because I feel like he definitely caught himself getting his lick back with Dr. Heavenly when he did not review season 11 of Married to Medicine. I think that he was mad at her when she went live on Instagram that time last year and said that she was going to stop reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville. She felt like, and I'm paraphrasing, that it was like too dark, too negative, and she said she was going in a different direction. I think that he resented her for saying that. So his lick back was to not review season 11. So I just don't think, although Crystal, she wasn't nearly as embarrassing and humiliating as his own on-air talent has been on his podcast. But I think she was very polite about it and very reasonable. But he probably, won't be too happy about it for sure. But I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video, as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Shows Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. And again, I hope that you all had a terrific Tuesday. I'm going to step out for a while and walk on the treadmill and get some movement. For all of us who have like the desk jobs / white collar jobs and we sit all day, like, we also have to get some movement in. So I'm going to do that before Kenya Moore goes live. I'm assuming she'll still go live tonight on her YouTube channel. I did share the link to Kenya Moore's YouTube channel on my community tab. By now you'll have to scroll down a few for that post. But yeah, if she goes live, I will definitely make a video about it. But if not, I hope that you all have a wonderful Wednesday tomorrow. I will have to remember to make overnight oats since I'm back in the game with that again. And yeah, be sure to, while you're enjoying your favorite YouTubers, drink your water, eat your fruit while you are sitting down enjoying your favorite YouTubers. And I will talk with you all soon. Bye.